What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Oh my god. I sucked in so much pollen today, man, like a bee. Ugh. Oh, how are you? How are you guys? Ladies and gentlemen, have you pre-installed a PS4 updates to prime yourself? You haven't jumped into PS4 land in a while because you have other options, Xbox or PC, whatever. Yes. Have you done that? Have you downloaded Deathverse so that you can play it in the open beta that's going on, I think, tomorrow? Or, no, yeah, tomorrow, Saturday. If you have, you're better than me, because I have not done that yet. But I've been also very busy this whole day. So, that's what we're doing after the stream. I'm going to try to see if I can set my Elgato again, if I can remember how to do that. Test. It's kind of loud. Like, really loud. Like, uncomfortably too much. Stop it, you son of a bitch. Loud. Test. 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 Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. A pack of pickled... Nope. A pack of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. How many packs of pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? That seems okay. It peaks a little bit. Let's go one octave down. Test. Okay. Also, you guys have no idea how stupid you both feel and look. When you're like, test. Test. You're like, I'm a crazy person. We're here now. Awesome. Also, yeah, I remember to put that up. We got Ashley coming in saying, We also got Lone Syndicate saying hello. And we got Fluff popping out of boxes. And Beastie fully coming undone out of a box. As well as Lone Syndicate saying, what's up? GRINN also saying, hell yeah, I've got a download ready to go. Ooh, Lone Syndicate, you're better than me, buddy. I'm a little bit off. I had to do a lot of, it's some of that, there's that, like, special frequency of work that is, like, lazy, but still, like, kind of tedious, and also kind of, like, throws you for a loop a little bit. Yes, like, what do you call it? When I had to mow the lawn, essentially, and there's a bumpy-ass terrain, and it's weird when, like, I feel like it's the same thing if you're riding, like, a four-wheeler, or, like, a dirt bike or something. You're like, basically you're constantly being, like, thrown around in these tiny ways, so unless you want your, like, spine to just break, your body's having to, like, resist tension rapidly, so it's, in a way, quite exhausting. Like, when you get off it, you're like, whew, my kind of back and shit feels, like, achy. It's because your body had to make these minute changes to keep your body centered. Or that's what I would assume is going down. We also got Resin saying, keep up the awesome work. You're better than I could ever deserve. Razor, or Resin. Or Peggert. I'm gonna stick with Raisin. Is that right? Resin? I want to say it's like, yeah, like reason. But then it's also like resin. Ooh. Sorry, my friend. I appreciate you being so sweet. Lone Syndicate says, you slacking. You're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to be like, you know what? I get it. It can get crazy. Like, thanks, Lone Syndicate. Let's try the feature run. Why not? Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I kind of wanted to, selfishly, I mean, like, in retrospect, it's, yeah. I don't think I need a, well... Yeah, I probably don't need, like, a break, essentially, like a day where, like, it's too complicated. But I think it's because I have an expectation for these streams to eventually have, like ideally Saints Row comes out, and we could dedicate things to being done on streams that make sense. Like, hey, doing all of this activity. And that's one whole stream session /5 if it just takes so long to do. But with Let It Die, nope. Tiny Tina's Wonderland. With Tiny Tina's Wonderland, it kind of leaves this space where I'm like, I mean, all we can really do is Chaos Chambers, then everything else doesn't seem like it's worth it, Like the new legendaries, that was fun for a minute, Spark says, how's it going, GRINN? Making stream changes? Why? Why? Is this not right? Today's Friday. Yeah, we stream. Yeah, no, we always stream this time on today, right, Sparks? Am I off? I think that's right. Yeah, Saturday. We take Saturday and Sunday on Twitch. But yes. I think that's right. Gee, making me second guess myself. Why is it being weird? Cursed run, normal run, extended run. Why is feature run not showing up? Is that what cursed run is? I don't see feature run. I guess they've changed that to cursed run. Yeah, they have. Why would they do that? We're very weird. Anyways, also, we're using different spells this run, so we might be in trouble. Maybe. Beastie says my headset won't connect. What do you call it? Beastie, you rock a headset? Do you not find it hurts your hair? Maybe it's because I got like Native American horse hair, but I always feel like that shit fucks me up. It did nothing. It's the reason why we use the spells that we do. Maybe this one will bear fruit. It's all gonna be pixies. It's gonna be a lot of pixie help this run. Yeah, even shooting the pixies works. This and then this. Yeah, look at that. Nothing. Disgusting. Absolute trash. Let's take that. That one we have to take off. All right. It's doing nothing. What can we do that's fun? Let's use this one. Not that one. Well, actually, I think they're the same. This and this. 4,000. Same thing. Same thing. This one I think has multiple charges. Oh, but that's a bad perk. I'm sure. We'll do that. Oh, we're looking grim. Oh, I forgot we have to stay here. Stay in here, I mean. I feel like, dude, I might just make this one time skip build that I've been wanting to do because it just seems fun. But yeah. Because, yeah. But also, it seems kind of like a... Like, you're going to spend 60 minutes sitting there clickety-clacking before you can do anything, you know? A little rough. Oh, but yeah, the headset thing, man. Headset, man, I know that's a lot of people, like, love it, but I don't know why, man. I feel like I don't like the shit. I don't like it, like, the consistent force on my head. Also, have you guys tried that weird... what is it called? It's fun. Not hair. Clothes iron. No. Clothes hanger. That hanger. There we go. The hanger forehead thing. I don't want to try it on principle. Not because I dislike that it could happen. Just because I feel like I look like an idiot. And that's enough to be like, you know what? No. I don't want to do this. Also, people being like blown away. That's the one thing I find a little cringy about this situation. This like weird TikTok thing where you put a hanger on your head and your head turns. Is that people are like, I'm gonna fucking have a heart attack if this is happening to me. You're like, I can't believe it. And it's like, you've seen this happen to so many other people. There's a good odds that this will happen to you. You're telling me you're like, it's like the worst acting I've ever seen of someone being worse than Amber Heard. It's like, like, oh my goodness, how could this possibly be a thing? And it's like, what? I feel like I'm psychotic. Frozen Vengeance, sure. Beastie says, I can't hear the beautiful, silky, smooth voice caressing. I was about to say, Beastie, I'm almost happy you didn't, because we were coming in hot. My mic reset, and it was on max volume. I just turned it down in OBX. I'm hoping that if you guys let me know if the mic sounds very peaky and like very bad still. But hopefully, it's okay. Fingers crossed. BC says, oh no, read that. Spark said that. Oh, I'm getting dropped. I haven't tried if this, man, I keep getting just down because, yeah, we're not using proper spells. And also, we're not continuously casting. A lot of these spells don't have, like, the perfect synergy kind of things with our build. Oh, that worked, dude. Yeah, time skip, I think, has some potential if it could actually, like, work. Is the catch, but, you know. Lone Secret says, Grin, it's okay. We all have those busy days. Just know you are trying your best, is doing a good job at it, but you still slacking, and you can be and you can better because you, my friend, are the chosen one. I'm not sure about the chosen one thing. Yeah, to me, I almost, the way I kind of feel about Lone Syndicate, like, to be in all seriousness, is like a part of me thinks, it's really easy to fall under the trap of like, I'm busy, you know, I'm busy is this has been a rough day, which given that I always do show up, it's just, to me, like, I don't think I know what it takes, I think, to have like a really like a really meaningful, fun time. Like it's all like every streamer is basically is like there's two things. Like one of them is like you're basically a great hostess. If you're a good streamer, you're a good hostess, and you're also the person like you're like the best version of like a companion that actually plans out an itinerary of what the hell you're gonna do, and then entirely lets it go to shit if it for whatever happens. But you have that idea, and I don't really have that recently. Recently the streams have felt very like hollow a little bit. Not to say that I don't love streaming, because like streaming, even if when it's hollow, it still has the funness of communication and hanging out with your boys. But I do want to have it be more than just this kind of like, hey, I just turned on the camera to just, fucking play a game for 2 minutes. I want it to be like a fun activity or something for us to do. But maybe that's a little bit too aspirational right now, considering there's still so many things. Like I'm still in the midst of learning a lot of things that I feel like I'll always be saying this, but I think I'm about like 40% of what I need to be in order to start feeling good about it. And as soon as I get done this one book I'm reading, I'm going to read the next one, which should help greatly with one of the avenues that we are pursuing, which is YouTube and Twitch and things like that. But yes. Beastie says, that's so weird. For some reason, my headphones will connect, but only the microphone, so I can't hear audio. Weird. That's not good, man. Yeah. Beastie says, also, hell no, I use JLib earbuds. Little bulky, but great sound. A headset. Smash my head down like a crunching a sponge, leaving a valley on my the head thing. So everyone who has headset, they had that divot in their head, and it looks super weird. Some people always say that like, hey, you can tell somebody's like things by having the little like scratchy bit on your wrist. I feel like it's the head indent, the hair indent for headphones. Those are your people. Yeah, I will say the time skip is very easily missed, though. So it's a little bit not good. Yeah, as much as I think, time skip and we're using different spells is fun, it's just, like, the most inefficient thing ever. Unfortunately. So let's switch to... We could use these, the razor blade ones. They're not very good either, but... I'm just trying to change things up, keep it spicy, all that. Watch me unravel? No. Let's go with the classic speedy meteors, because they're just the best. They come back so fast. They always perform. Is this right? Yeah. Fast speed. That's it. This. Oh, I forgot it's this one. Also, what's good, Reddy? Reddy says, hi, Grin. First time catching a stream. You have a beautiful personality. And just wanted to say this. I don't think that's the case at all, but thank you so much. It's a very sweet thing to say. Well, it's the nicest thing I've heard all day, frankly. But that doesn't mean it's true. But it's very sweet, man. I appreciate that immensely. Hopefully I can see more of you. Yes. Beastie says, no, at max volume, too big Sage. What? What do you mean? You want me to scream at you? I'm not sure about that, man. I've never been a fan of that. A lot of people love there was a time going on right there in like meme culture nonsense where what is called ear rape, which is called the ear rape essentially. It's just like loud ass noises. I hate it. I never found it funny. I was like, why are we doing this? Why are we choosing violence at every possible turn? And it was like everyone was doing it for a while, and then I think they noticed that people were like, I'm unsubscribing from you, you rat bastard. Like, stop screaming in my fucking face. It's the worst feeling ever. Lone Singit says, how many more books you have to read? Well, the thing is, I think, well, okay. I guess to me, Lone Singit, a part of me just wants to get like a very good like baseline or ground, like a grounded feeling, for the things that I'm pursuing, I guess. And I kind of am getting that a little bit, but after I'm done reading this kind of like psychology book, which I'm almost done, I'm actually like trying the time. Oh shit, I thought I was about to crash. I'm in the exact time right now to try to finish it. Like I'm trying to push through it and get it done. But I have one that's actually like a YouTube book from a person who actually I have been following for a while. He's a really big YouTube analytical person, and he also seems like he's kind of the bridge between the book that we read previously, which is called a Disrupt You, which is very like businessy, but it's kind of really general, which is also really nice because it kind of allows you to play with ideas and open your brain up and actually find your own gold mine kind of idea. But it lacks the kind of like other the other rules of the environment that you are existing in, you know, that aren't otherwise explicit. And to me, the one book that I'm planning on reading next is about that YouTube stuff. And then a lot of it honestly is like doing. That's the other thing. It's like I think that's the trap I kind of feel myself getting pulled into. Like the best way I can describe the current thing that we're going on with me is I'm learning a bunch, and then I feel like there's a trap when learning too much because you'll just continue to learn and never apply what you've learned, and then it's all wasted anyway because you just end up forgetting it or not applying it. Whereas for me, I'm finding I'm in the I'm doing the right frequency of things, but it's still eating me up. So like I'll be reading something, I'll be like, oh, that sounds really cool, I wonder if this has any merit. I'll find how that could be applied in my circumstance, and then I will apply it, and then usually I'll see a change, or I'll keep adjusting it until I see some sort of reaction, and then I'll be like, okay, that's what they meant, that's how it applies, awesome. But then that all that makes me want to do is like go read the next couple chapters. But in doing that, I kind of I'm no longer applying all the things. So and it makes me feel conflicted because like a part of me keeps thinking I'm like, what do you call it? I'm the fucking, I'm Gohan or some sort of bullshit. Keep going into like the time chamber over and over again. And as much as like to everybody, it's like calm down or like stop it or just fucking fight, dude. Just get in there and do. The part of me is like, but wait, I kind of want to, like, it's because I feel like I'm making ground, and I haven't felt like I can't describe this enough, where I've been on YouTube for like 8 years, and for a majority of that time, I felt like I wasn't making any ground, I was lost, and I never knew how to reconcile with this idea of, well, what happens if you just got lucky on YouTube? If you were making content, and you somehow popped off, and you had your whatever moment of eyes on you, and you had no idea how you did that, that would feel horrible, like, to me at least, it would make me feel like, well, I just got lucky, and what if the luck goes away? I need to learn how to actually trigger this and feel like I can have a place in revving up momentum and decreasing it and all of these things. And I've recently started to feel that way. I've been able to see that. Like I told you guys last week that like before I moved off of moved my channels, our GRINN channel, I was making I made usually on that channel, let's say a minuscule amount, like right around the amount of like maybe could buy 2 games in 1 month kind of amount of money, Canadian, which is 80. So it's, yeah. So which is not to say a lot, especially for like every single day, always uploading, etc. Twitch helped a lot. Twitch was insane. Twitch has always been insane. Twitch is like, in terms of monetary, like weird stuff, Twitch is insane. People are way more willing to like subscribe or something like that on Twitch, and that is incredible. It's all, like in the first 2 like weeks that I've streamed, I made as much as I made on YouTube on Twitch, and now it's quite a bit above. Not by a huge margin, nothing that you could sustain yourself on what is essentially a minimum wage like bracket of income. But I recently, we did the Borderlands things. I kind of deduced what people would want from that. I made some builds and all these things, and I applied a lot of what I learned, and I made like 100%, if I made 10%, I doubled, I made 100% more than whatever that 10% was. Like a significantly amount more, to where like a couple, like if I just kept going, I probably would get closer to what would be a minimum wage like job in Canada, working full amount of hours you possibly could. And yeah, so like that was working, and it is working, but at the same time I'm in the spot where like because it is working, that to me is even more evidence that I want to stop, finish these books that I have queued up, make sure I understand them, and then apply what I've learned. And then I think, but I do think at some point, maybe I'll ask you, Lunson, to keep me accountable for this. Maybe within like a couple months, maybe like 3, I do need to like stop using that as a kind of excuse of like, well, I gotta learn more, because at some point it does become like you need to apply what you've learned. You need to actually do what you're gonna do, so yeah. But it's not lost on me that I might be, we're getting close to being stuck in a loop of like, well, wait, before I ever try, I'll just practice. but then you waste your whole life practicing, you know. But yeah. BC says, also, hell no. Oh, right, read that. Lone Syndicate says, but overall, hope you guys, hope your day was good and productive as you wanted it to be. You got further into Ranker of Kings? If so, I'd like to hear about it. In Ranker of Kings? Let me see. Production as you wanted it to be. You got further into Ranker of Kings? If so, I'd like to hear about it. Dude, Lone Syndicate, how much do you want me to talk? How much? Because I could literally talk. I think we may turn like tomorrow's stream into that. Like it might get bad, and I haven't even finished it yet, which is probably a problem. Maybe it ends like the worst fucking nightmare hell ever. I'm just like, oh god. But dude, the Ranker of Kings is like one of the things. I'll only talk about this one thing, which maybe I shouldn't talk about this specifically, because it's kind of like I talk about it in a video, so it's just gonna become like, oh, have I heard this before? And it's like, yeah, because we talk about everything in streams instead of videos, because I have no idea how to segregate thoughts, because it all just comes out like a soup. Anyways, what could I talk about Ranker of Kings? There's so many plot lines going on in that show, Lone Syndicate, and they're all awesome. One of the ones that to me is like it's one I've talked about, but it's like, to me, it's like the antithesis of like what it gets across the idea of the show. And the show is kind of like Mob Psycho, if you've ever seen that, which on the surface level can just be like, oh, it's a zero hero anime, whatever. But on a deeper level, it's kind of like a philosophical kind of like interesting poetic take on not being special, and like, you know, working hard despite not being gifted in a certain avenue and all of these things. And the fact that like regardless, everyone has to work towards a life worth living, so best get to it kind of idea, which is beautiful. A beautiful sentiment in Mob Psycho. In this one, the kind of overarching theme I think could be best described as like the evil stepmother. Like in the first 10 minutes, you fucking hate this lady, because poor Boji, it's a main character. He's born deaf. He's also born underneath a star, which means he can't basically grow stronger. He's basically like in a child body forever, it seems like. But they have like this evil stepmother in this anime, and it's like she's like the worst, you know, like she talks down to him, she's mean. They give her this like villainous like giant schnoz, like huge schnoz. It's pointy, like Pinocchio, and she's just the worst. But giving it time, she becomes like one of the best characters in the show. They take this is the thing that the show does all the time. It gives you a really shitty character that's like kind of fucky and being mean to our boy Boji, okay? And you'll love this character. It's hard. If you don't love him, you're fucked up. Something's wrong in your mind. I don't care. It's just a problem. Something's broken, okay? Because he is the antithesis of betting on this guy, okay? Anyways, but what do you call it? She ends up like, there's just these moments where like she's horrible, but then throughout the show, she'll like dive out a window to try to grab him and like completely sacrifice her own life to save him. And by the way, she is like a stepmother to Boji. She's not his biological mother, and all of these things. And then they do like this. They do so good of a job about going back in flashback land, and then like just ripping your heart out because like this person clearly has this malevolence towards this person, and like all of the emotions within the show are like relatable to an extent. Like you can understand that, oh, okay, it's not that like these people hate Boji, it's the people, they love him actually, and in that love comes this idea of wanting to protect something that you determine to be fragile and needing of protection. And Boji is this in entirely. But the thing is that's hilarious, and I don't mean to spoil too much of the show, but Boji is the strongest person in the entire land, because it's funny because he's not just like that because it's like that because of what he's done. Like it does a really cool job. Like one of the things in the show is Boji as a kid, he found this this slashed and beaten three-eyed snake. And he runs over, and this is a great way to articulate the like love that his stepmom has for him and etc. But his stepmom, maybe possibly, can heal people, like she's a witch or something. And anyways, there's like this beaten and bruised and like sliced up and blind snake. And Boji runs over and is like screaming, trying to like, trying to scream to save this thing, or he doesn't want it to die, etc. So then his stepmom comes over and heals it. And of course, this is a thing that bridges Boji to his stepmom and say, oh, she's actually a nice lady. But later down the line, this snake, this tiny like bruised snake that's now healed, grows into like this fucking god level serpent, and teaches Boji how to like dodge like a goddamn animal, like just bobbing and weaving, and he basically can become unhit. And also they elaborate on that in such a good way, but they find a way to make it so angry. Like there's a thing that happens within like the first or second episode, which involves like combat, and it makes you resent and fucking hate one of the people involved. For me, it's the teacher. But anyways, it's a whole thing. But anyways, it's such a good show, dude. I think I actually want to make a point to actually make a third type of anime series, which I think is probably silly. We have our So I Watched, so it's basically just me rambling as like an anime podcast, basically. And then the second is Should You Watch, which is basically just like, hey, a lot of times I hear about a show, I have no idea what it's about, who it's for, and Googling doesn't really help me determine that, which is why I like the essay kind of like, hey, here's an explanation of this anime, the show. Here's who I think would enjoy it, that kind of idea. So that's what we made. And the third one I kind of want to make is like a love letter series to like one of the shows I think is like the most beautiful, and just revel in the fact that it's incredibly clever. The Ranker of Kings. I haven't heard many people talk about it, which I think is just like abysmal. Like it's so good, and it's not even like good as like oh, I like it. Like, like Overlord is awesome. Like it makes you feel fucking like, oh my god, can't wait to see the next thing. It does one thing like really well, a couple things really well, but it's exciting and all these things. But I can't particularly point to one specific part of it that makes it like. Well, I guess I could. I guess I can't point out like many, like 10 things that it does uniquely to itself that no other show does, and I could easily articulate by the things shown all of these things. Yes. Oh, BC says, what's the name of the anime? Ranker of Kings, Beastie. Yeah, that show, man, it is a trip. It is like, I'm loving it. I can't wait to make a video talking about it. In fact, I already made like half of it because I wanted to not lose my train of thought on it. Reddy says, books, Stranger Things Season 4 is out finally today. At least part of it. Yeah, man, what do you call it, Reddy? How is it, by the way? That's a show that I've actually never seen. I've heard nothing but good things, but it's in that kind of category of like, I've heard so many good things that I'm sure I'll like it, so whenever I'm like hella depressed and need like a pick-me-up, that'll be my binge, my binge watching. Which honestly, I should have saved the Ranker of Kings shows I just told you guys about, because that is that show incarnate. I don't know if you can watch that show and not feel like the most joy that you can possibly happen. Like drowning in serotonin, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, holy shit. But also, it will also make you cry a lot. Like, look, hey, a lot. A lot of tears, okay? Like, I don't cry too often about, like, things that are built to be sorrowful, because it just doesn't really work for me. It's like when I can tell there's, like, writing on the wall of, like, hey, here's this character, and aren't they great? And then in 2 episodes, they die. And I'm like, well, fuck you. I see what you did there, you rat. No, it doesn't work. But when it's that fucking My Hero Academia builds to a symphony as a person pushes through their adversity or some shit, I'm just like sitting there vibrating. I'm sitting there like, oh god, it's coming to take me. The emotional roller coaster that is watching people succeed and flourish. That to me breaks me, simply put. What is good, Undead? Good to have you, Undead. What's going on? We talking about Stranger Things. We talking about this amazing show called King Rankers. It's an amazing anime. I'm enjoying the shit out of it. It's making me feel a lot of emotions, which is good. I haven't cried in a long time, and I feel like I'm that baby who, like, a person could like shove me right now and I would crumble. Okay, I need to get that out of me. Okay, it becomes toxic at some point. Also, what's good, Cap? Sorry, I didn't say hi. What's good, buddy? How are you? How are you this fine day? This, and then this, and then this. Also, forgive me for hearing dogs bark. That is gonna be going on for a hot minute. Also, god damn it. Some ad. Uh-oh. We gotta back up. Also, we can throw so many pixies. Go. This. Meteors. Easy peasy. Below it says, hey, go for it. I have no plans on watching it. That is until you make a video and see if your video gets me interested. Dude, Lone Syndicate. If it doesn't, could you still watch it? I would bet our friendship, a chunk of our friendship on it, because it's that. It's up there for me, man. Even if it's just for the emotional, like, oh, kind of thing. Like, if you liked a silent voice, if you liked shows that have like maybe a little bit of emotional turbulence, but always fucking end with like love, joy, and like tingly warmness, boom, boom, okay? That's the show. Okay. Now, I would say, I have not finished. I'm episode 18. So maybe it goes to shit real fast. But there's only like, I don't know how many more episodes it has in it, but yeah. I really don't know if it's gonna have a sequel though, because I think it's almost built to be like a contained series. But I would love if there was a sequel, dude. It's one of those shows where like I could watch this again. I'm getting really lucky with watching shows that I could watch yearly. Like, it's wild. BC says, save the snake. Yes, it does save Snake. Okay. And Snake is actually like very, very protective, very soft, kind. The one thing the show does constantly though is like it makes you think an enemy is evil, and then it shows you either their perspective. Like, every character, no matter their cruelty, is made human by showing very valid reasons for them doing what they do. And I think that's kind of what, in essence, and also the characters aren't perfect, by the way. Like, one of the things is that I was shocked at how dark the show got in its like latter half. This Ranker of Kings, like pretty fucking not good dark. Like some like, oh, this is actually like, yeah, super fucked up a little bit. But also it does something that, like, I was expecting them to make Boji, which is the main character, kind of like this benevolent hero that is like omniscient and like inhuman in a way. Like, you know how he's like, I love everybody and nobody can do wrong, and that's why I'm the best. And it's like, you would die immediately. I apologize. You would get like MacGyvered around and whapped instantaneously. Okay. But no, they make him human. They make him like, no, he's scared, like of a certain person. I should really shut up, because guys are like, what are you talking about, GRINN? I know you haven't seen the show, but I'm also not trying to spoil it. But I'm also trying to talk to the people who maybe have seen it, which it doesn't look like it's any of you guys, because it's not a show I've heard many people talk about at all. And to me, that's what makes it so like, God damn it, you sons of bitches, it's such a good show. But not you, by the way, just like people. Like, I really hope people give it a chance at some point, because I think it's that good. Why are we here? What do we want to grab for the build that we're currently working on? I guess we could use rings. I don't want to go down the ring hellscape, but I guess we got a pistol, we got that. I guess it's not good, but fine. Dogs are oh yeah, that's what my brother is here, by the way, so that's why dogs barking. Lone Syndicate says, till this day, I still haven't watched Overlord. Overlord's great. Overlord's fantastic. I don't mean to diminish Overlord. Overlord is a show worth watching. Albeit in season 2, you can skip the lizard arc. Whenever you start seeing a lot of lizards happen, you can kind of like skip through them until you stop seeing it. You can kind of wrap up all of the conflict in 2 seconds with that, of like, hey, it's a tribe. There's some weird, like, you know, king and servant kind of relationships and shit, and you know, they all just work fine in the end, so fuck it. But it did feel like that was a weird take, a weird side plot that I was like, we don't need this. I don't want this. Also, Undead, you said, how's it going? It's going pretty good for me. How about you? BC says, oh, Overlord's awesome. You're missing out. Yeah, Overlord's pretty good. Overlord's really good. Also, I hear the novels and all that stuff for Overlord's insane. Just because the amount of depth that the author goes through to talk about stuff, which is amazing. Sparks says, you should really try watching Naruto. You talking me, Sparks? I can't. It's too old, and also, I feel like in my head, if I was gonna watch Naruto, I would first watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. Or, sorry, Avatar, not the movie. I would watch the what do you call it? Just the series, because to me that's the like. I still haven't watched all of that in its entirety. I always watched it in like bursts whenever it was on, but I just like unfortunately, didn't get all of it. Yeah. Let me catch up. Ooh. What? Has the most loyal of waifus with Hadada. I mean, Beastie, I don't know if I'd say loyal. More of like yandere, what do you call it? Compulsive obsession disorder. It feels like more akin to it, But out of all the other people, yeah, you see a lot. Also, she was initially written to be a bitch. She was supposed to be like the head of the people, but also the worst. But he changed one line. And honestly, I don't want to think about what that would look like otherwise. Because she's kind of, I like her being, I hope they don't do this thing where they reset her in some way. BC says, also found an anime. I'll give it a watch after. Okay. GDGDER, gotcha. Reddy says, you will probably binge the show if you have no self-control. I could rewatch it for sure. Which is it? Is it Naruto? Because I haven't watched Naruto, man. I know a lot of people love it to bits, but for me, it's I missed that thing. I have no like, how do I put it? I have no like, I have no what is it called when people look back at things fondly? Because like the time in which they watched it, it impacted. Not to say that it's not good, but just to say that I think it might be a part of it. Because I've seen clips of it and whatnot, and I think if I bought in, I'd enjoy it. But it's also like, I think like right now, I feel like everyone's in the same position I am, which is basically, I have so many shows that I'm almost certain I would love, and I just haven't watched them yet because there's so many shows to watch. Like Demon Slayer, still haven't watched. I think I'll love that. Seems like it's right up my alley, kind of thing, But I haven't had the time, which is an excuse, yes, but a little bit of a valid one. Spark, no spell, I mean, that. This is the love. Oh, okay. When you activate when action skill is ready. So when you just have an action skill. Well, that's not good. Yeah. Huh. That's a pretty big ask. So you'd have to like never use your action skill in order to get the times a bonus for ability scaling? Weird. But that's something. That's an ability ring. Cap says, does Chaos Chambers lately feel harder? To me, last patch, like last big patch, I found that they were scaling harder, specifically with the elites. Whenever you made a chamber elite, I felt like it was pretty difficult. But you could also drop your difficulty to balanced, which I think would help quite a bit too. Let's continue what we're doing. It's fine. BC says, a silent voice, best anime. Very good. It's very good. It's very charming, wholesome. I'm not sure. It's one of those shows where I'm like, do I want a sequel to it? I think I do, but also, why do I gotta mess with perfection, But also, I hate when people say that, where people are like, I can't believe they're making another version of this, and I'm like, why? Just don't watch it if you don't want to see it. But like, it doesn't make sense that a generation can't enjoy a new like filter on something or a new take on an idea. Like a lot of people got pissed off at that one movie, Maleficent or something, like where it was a redo of that. I found that awesome. I loved it when it was like, hey, no, we're not going to fuck with the original theory of the show, but we're going to tell you a different perspective of the idea. And I'm like, oh, it's cool. And then they made like a sequel where she just became a fucking rat bastard again. And I was like, wow, it's fucking reductive as hell and pointless. But I don't know. I'm a big fan of when people are like, okay, well, that exists. We're not even gonna try to step on that one's toes. Like if it came from like anything, like same thing as Jumanji. Jumanji's a pretty good example of like, no, we're not gonna try to take fucking what's his name, the heartwarming, most lovable man ever, Robin Williams. We're not gonna try to come for his role. We're gonna get yelled at, and it's not gonna work because he's incredible. But what we will do is try something try something entirely new and different, just so a new generation can have fun with the same ideas. I like that. Alonso says, dang, Grin, you willing to I said a piece, all right, a piece. But also, I think I know you quite well. I think we like the same things greatly. But if you never liked the silent voice Lone Snake, then it might not, it might be a little bit slow, it might be a little bit boring. It doesn't have a lot of like goofy fun, with Zero to Hero, Booba, Itchy kind of things either. So if you're, I'm almost certain you watched a silent voice and liked it greatly as well. So yeah. I will die on this hill. Silent voice, best anime. I wouldn't say it's. I think best anime is. I don't know, because to me, I don't like arguments like that a little bit, Beastie, because I feel like I'm like, I mean, I guess like to me you can't think of the best anime for you though, because that you could, unless you say this is the best, this is my favorite anime. When you say best anime, it almost seems like you're like no. Objectively, what is the best show like ever made? And I feel like I don't know. It's a lot of like, I don't know. It feels like a lot of ego needs to be there in order for you to have that conversation. I feel weird about it. Happy doggos. I mean, I don't know. There's that line where dogs kind of cross, where it's just like we have a Shih Tzu, a Shih Tzu, a Shih Tzu. I think that's right. Where she is. Like, there's this thing where a dog will, like, when, like, there's a person in their space, will they'll start barking, and they're at a door, and you're like, hey, calm down. Like, I'll let you out or something. And then they, like, look at you and start barking, like, with a really high-pitched voice. And you're just, like, with each bark that slices through your eardrums, it just breaks down your will and insanity, and you're like, I'm just gonna fucking lose my mind. Like, just it's nothing. And they're like, I can't fucking handle it. And they keep barking, and they bark, and they look up at you with those little fucking beady eyes, and you're like, God damn you. It's like, stop it. And then I just walk away defeated, because I'm not gonna do anything horrible, but I'm also like, I can't, it's too much. It hurts my whole, I've had dogs my entire life. That's why I prefer big dogs. At least you hear, whoo, whoo, not like, this fucking like slice right through your ears. High pitch. I can't even get the high pitch. You know? Little dogs. They're built to just be suffering itself. We have a lot of little dogs. Just let you know? Yeah. Reddy says, only anime I've ever watched is DBZ. If that's even an anime, it's an anime, absolutely. I'm lost. I'll just listen to Chamber. Yeah. I mean, well, I'll be honest. Reddy, there's a lot. We talk about anime a good bit, so I apologize if you can't vibe here, because we're not talking about always the same things. But yes, what would you like to talk about, Reddy? What is something that you doing and are interested in? I'll talk to you about anything. But I would say DBZ counts as an anime, yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I think everything could count as an anime. I don't know why. I don't get the gatekeeping when it comes to anime. It seems kind of cringe a little bit to me, Like, I think Avatar is an anime. I think to me, I would probably, in my stupid head, consider it to be more of like an American kind of version of an anime. More of like a kind of, maybe people just call that cartoons. I don't know. I don't care, man. To me, I want to have more people that I can invite into the hellscape that is like the anime fandom, essentially. Which is a nightmare hell, okay? As much as it is beautiful and fun, it's hellish at points. There's a lot of weird, mucky shit everywhere. BC says, the lizards are cool though. They are ice weapon. Yeah, there's, again, I don't mind like when Ainz and his people, which is basically like our people, come into the fray, Beastie. That's when that arc starts getting fun. But like the weird, like, random filler bullshit did not work for me. As soon as like you start seeing, what's his name? He's like a bug. Oh, it's like Acris or something like that. Some sort of like super fucking, some sort of kind of name. Beastie will know. What's big bug's name, Beastie? God damn it. I can't think of it. It's driving me nuts. Lucy says, all I know about Demon Lord is that there is a crazy demon lady with horns. I think her name is Albedo. Yes, Albedo. No, Albedo seems right. Albedo, and she looks, and seems like a cool person, very good waifu material. I don't know if I get the waifu material. I think it's just men have a deep desire for what does it feel like to have a person really into me? Because I think a lot of dating and whatnot is about playing hard to get and playing coy, and maybe that's rightfully so, because not every girl is dating an anime fan. Essentially, they're dating Giga Chads or whatnot. Who knows? But I do think that's hilarious. That to me, it never does not become fun of looking beyond why certain characters are so beloved and certain characters are really enjoyed in the medium of anime, etc. Where it's oh, this is why did this person have specific traits, and why do those traits specifically resonate with a group of people that more or less could be argued are highly populated by the male population, with the exception to Dress Up Darling, where I think that one actually applies to women as well as the main character being very gentle, and that's a little bit different from what you see normally within superhero shows and such. But yeah. Spark says, I just watched Naruto for the first time this past year. I ended up rewatching the whole series. Yeah, see, there's a lot of people who love the show. To me, Sparks. I there was one point where people kept telling me to watch the big three, which essentially is Bleach, fucking Naruto, and One Piece. Those are the big three. People kept telling me to watch them, and I was I was like, okay, I'll watch Bleach, because Bleach to me was me. You guys know me. I got that Linkin Park edgelord kind of bullshit in my head, where I'm so cool. But it's true. I was this looks dope as shit. He's wearing a mask. It's eating him or something. Hell yes. He turns all crazy, got big store. I'm in. I'm in. Hollowed. What is that? I don't know. Let's find out. I was in. And then I watched the first episode, and I was this is kind of an older looking show. And then I continued to watch it, and it felt like it was moving very slowly. It also felt like it had a lot of filler-ish things, which I know when you're watching it when you're younger, I guess filler B is not even filler, but it's hey, this is a part of a process. Eventually we're gonna understand these characters. But yeah, to me, I feel shows like that have a lot of built-in and filler to me is the wrong way to phrase it. It's just a lot of aimlessness, I guess, until it eventually culminates in okay, now, hey, that character we met in this random episode that has nothing to do with the current situation, he's back now and he's relevant, and I'm okay, could I just not have met him here and there'd been some sort of okay. So yeah, to me that's where it loses me a little bit. But that's why when I look back in all those shows, I kind of have this weird thing. Did Beastie ever tell me what the person's name is? His name is Cocytus. That's what it is. Yeah, Cocytus. I'm badass. There we go. Camera's a little high. But yeah, Cocytus. That's also god damn. That is a name. If you name your kid that, he is going to be a conqueror or a criminal, or porn. All of the above, maybe. I think breakup was fine, actually. Let's go with breakup. Lonesky says, speaking of Naruto, Grin, I saw your latest Try Not to Grin, and I saw you react to the Naruto hand sign meme, and I couldn't stop laughing. I know. Well, I was also to me, I had to think, because I don't, for my brain, I'll just see a meme and then ignite a bunch of things in my head, and then I'll try to make sense of them to you guys. And a lot of times it's unfortunate, because I've been listening to news and some weird conversations and podcasts the whole week. So sometimes it ignites it and it shouldn't connect certain synapse, but it does. And I'm just talking about something that is kind of irrelevant to what we're looking at. But then there's other moments where I didn't know it was you who uploaded it. So I was this is a weird thing. And then I was oh no, I know that he actually got into that. But I think I was aware of that actually when I was saying it though. But no, I love Lone Syndicate always uploads memes, because sometimes everyone's meme enjoyment things are all over the place, and I always love them seeing variation, because it always kind of pushes me outside of my comfort zone and such. But me and Lone Syndicate's kind of goofy fun thing is pretty close, with exception of sometimes there's certain memes where to me, I crave a punchline, like a misdirect and a punchline. I'm not so much Gen Zers who seem to really like absolute chaos, you know. But if something is like if the punchline is that it's stupid or like crazy or like just kind of like derpy, that's where I start to go like, okay, I'm waiting for. I'm still like, you can tell in my reaction a lot of times where I'm like, I try to think about it so that I can get my way, so that I can kind of see a punchline, even though if there was one, it was that there wasn't one, and it's just kind of derpy, and I'm like, ugh. But largely, me and Lone Syndicate have the same kind of goofy, fun sense of humor, which in a lot of cases, honestly, a lot of you guys have. A lot of the humor in the thing is right up my alley. The only thing that you guys lose me a little bit is when you guys start talking about like American politics and like left versus right, where I'm just, it's not even that I don't get it. It's just that I'm like, to me, I'm just like, like, as a Canadian, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted with everyone thinking they're so right, and in the world, and like everyone's not equally just entirely a fucking mess and shit, you know. So that whole thing of like dunking on liberal this or dunking on like redneck nonsense, I just can't. I'm thoroughly at the point where I just can't be bothered. You know, I know that's not fun. I know it's like, hey, she's like, right, hey, people crazy. But for me, that's where you guys lose me a little bit. Which, hey, keep throwing them there. It's fine. But for your boy, it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm alone in that. Maybe I'm not the only one who's exhausted. But yeah. Val says, are you going to go live for Deathverse? Ooh, that's a good. Also, hello, Val. Or Valley. That's okay. That's interesting because I forgot about that. I thought, yeah, today was supposed to be when we did our live hangout, because tomorrow and Saturday I was considering doing just like a live stream of Deathverse. Well, shit. I guess we'll not have our hangout this week. Fuck. I really like our hangout. It's basically like if I could just be like a second party to a person playing a video game as I talk at them for 4 hours, that'd be way better. Or vice versa, where I just let them talk to me while they're playing a video game. But playing a game and coming up with consistent things to say is a fucking hellscape. Okay? At least for your boy. I'm sitting there like brains literally steaming because I'm like, how do I words? And it's just stressful. Yeah, no. Tomorrow we'll probably be playing Deathverse over at Twitch. Just to let you guys know, that's not going to change. Although we will be uploading the archive version eventually on YouTube, just because I like to have that. I like to have our good times calcified within a platform that actually wants to keep our content going, which is YouTube at least right now. But yes, so that'll probably be what happens tomorrow. It should be out. Oh man, tomorrow's gonna be a busy day. I'm gonna have to get up early and like try to grind that. Does anyone know if it's gonna go live immediately? Granted, we might be in like beta hellscape for a while, where it just is a nightmare to actually do the things, like get a server going, or like, you know, we can't log in, that kind of thing. Oh, let me do this real quick. Catch up on chat. Crazy says, well, all right, Grin, later, Grin. Okay. Oh, but Crazy before that says, didn't answer my chat, lol. I mean, what do you call it? Yo, Grin, I'm so hyped to get good Game Boy games and GameCube Game Boy. I mean, Crazy, to me, man, this is something I've dealt with a lot in like streaming. It is, you probably left already, but guys, it is way easier for you to copy and paste what you've said that I have not had time to react to again than for me to stop the stream, turn to my chat, and scroll up. That's way more of a buy-in for me. And also to do that for everybody, I already try to read the top of the chat just to not leave you guys behind, just so I can make sure I give everyone their proper attention, because you guys are giving me your time of day. That's super valuable to me, and I appreciate that. But come on, please don't do that to me, because I do my best. That's way too much to ask, at least for me. But yes, just post your comment again. It's like the time where like you missed my comment. Just post a comment again. I'll see it then maybe. Like work with me, please. Spark says I had two Shini Tuzu at one point. One was tiny and the other was morbidly obese. We actually had to put him on a diet. What's this what's that? Is that an animal? Can you describe it to me? Is it a guinea pig? I don't know what that is. To determine the best anime ever made, there's a lot of factors that will go into that at one point, where if you don't have all of the factors into account, but anime is subjective. Yeah, to me, I guess, I don't know. Because to me, I think, like, to say that, like, the best anime, I think a lot of people, whenever you say this is the best show, they'll look at it and they're like, well, it's not the best show. And they'll have a bunch of reasons why it's not. So, like, I'm a big fan of, like, putting things in archetypes. Like, that to me at least makes sense. Like, if, like, the best isekai, the best Zero to Hero show, the best this. Because that's kind of like, okay, these are avenues in which people greatly like and cherish these kinds of shows. But to, like, it's like putting like an action-packed, like, that's one of the things that, to me, people made a good point of like, the Oscars. Endgame and Infinity War, not Infinity War, but like all of the Thanos things, people would say this is like the best action, really good storytelling, this makes you feel engaged, this is building on top of a lot of other built-in goodwill, all of this stuff, which is like its own category of brilliance. And then there's like the artistic storytelling, developing characters, which I don't like. If you were to compare the two, they're so alien to each other that I feel like that doesn't really equate, you know what I mean? So that to me is where if I were to come up with the best thing, I would do it by like putting things into like a genre of, not even a genre, but like into what they try to achieve. Are they trying to achieve an action-packed thriller kind of experience and put them into that a camp, you know? VC says, I've always had a bigger dog, so it's never had lived with smaller dogs annoying, annoying the fuck out of you. It's painful. You still love them to bits, Beastie. Dogs are dogs, can't help but love the shit out of them. But, yes, a little bit like anxiety-inducing when you just keep hearing little zappy barks. Just smack your eardrums. BC says, I have no idea how a fat fingered so hard. Aren't you supposed to be making a Bleach remake? No, not a Bleach remake. I don't think. Lone Snake. I think they're going to continue the Bleach series. That's what I heard. I didn't hear a remake though, but I would love that. That would be awesome. Because I think at that point, if they like cut some stuff out, they cut a lot of filler out, and they just kept that crazy pace. Because I do think there's like a lot of like awesome scenes and like story building and characters, but a lot of it is like these. And maybe that's what people love about the show, but I don't know. There's this weird thing where people have like this, they want something to either be remade exactly like the previous thing with no deviation, or it's kind of people like me who are like, let the old stuff be, and make something entirely different because the old stuff will always be there. But yeah. We've caught up on chat. Good job, me. Lone Snicket says, also, as far as they try not to grin, the part where you went about poking holes in getting an actual meme, that was dude, I can't even believe it. That was insane to me. Dude, I can't even handle it. I was okay in if you guys didn't see the Try Not to Grin series, don't subscribe to the channel if you don't watch this video, please. But what do you call it? In that series, we there was like this one moment where I was just like, you know what? Like this is some terrible. No, like basically when everyone's just like, hey, this is my like ideal person, this and that, and my first thought of like a person being heavily attracted or like into you in some way is my first thought is like, I'm a little worried this psychotic person who's into me in this to this extent is gonna like do some fucked up shit, like poke a hole in a condom or something, or like have an STD or like some sort of. People are out here way too down bad. Okay, well, jerk off, get out of the show, get out of there. So many people way down bad. And to me, I'm always like, dude, there are like a lot of things you should like slow down a little bit. You don't want to get your shit all fucked up. Also, you can have a kid and that's a horrible thing. And then like, as I was going up the thing, this was entirely organic, by the way. boom, we seen like a literal meme about like a woman doing exactly that, being like, fuck it, poke a hole in a condom. You're like, no, please, I'm not ready. This is not it. Yeah, Toothless, take Toothless again. PC says, I'm too stupid for politics sad. I don't know if it's that bad. I feel like everybody obfuscates responsibility to like other quote unquote smarter people to like conceive of what is happening, because in order to like wrap your head around like a lot of problems and all things like that, you have to, it's like a horrible, complicated nightmare mess a lot of the time, you know. And you the goal is to always make a better system and something that works, you know, more efficiently, etc. But I do think that, like, that I don't know if anybody really knows what the hell they're talking about, you know. And if they do, they wouldn't be so like only this. Yeah, like there's got to be this like harmony to your understanding and hearing, because if they go, like, to me, I feel like this is the sense that, like, to me makes me disconnect from almost anybody I watch who talks about anything like real world implications kind of things. But it's whenever I hear the like matter of factness of like people being certain about what they believe, to me it leaves me a little bit like, I mean, these are not complicated issues, you know. What was it? I was about to say something though that made sense in regards to that sentence. I can't remember what it was though. Oh, it was like something like people are like, for instead of like genuinely being like, we want to come together and try to figure out a solution to this problem, to this whatever. Instead, people go into the situation being like this is the only way. Like, basically, my team needs to win. That's the thing that like sets me off. Where like they're not even like allowing the other people to make their point and then asking how they could add on to their solution to make it even stronger. Instead, it's just like, that can't be done, can't be worked out, and it's no. And it's just like a very tribal us versus them. It's funny because in the book I'm reading currently, it talks ad nauseum about how it's actually quite a thing. I think it's interesting. So let's talk about it. It's interesting. One of the problems that exists within culture essentially is trying to get children or trying to deal with like the race interpersonal race relations with people. So basically, how do you take people who are of a different minority, etc., and actually make or dissolve irritable race relationships? So like negative, toxic racism, etc., within schools is what the main thing that they did. So basically, long story short, they found that like if you try to just take two groups of people and you try to smash them together, it's called the contact principle, essentially, which is you take two things and you put them together, and oftentimes it has a synonymous effect with something good, but it also can work if it has some sort of negative imprint. Anyways, long story short, they took all these kids and they of different races and different backgrounds, and they threw them together, and they thought just by putting them together was going to be enough to make them understand that they're all the same, that they can coexist. Never worked, or at least it didn't work. The reason why is because this thing that exists within competition, which in schools, when a teacher calls upon you and you ask there are a bunch of kids who raise their hands, a bunch of kids who cower. Essentially, this is a competition, essentially. So the kids that don't know the answers will resent, usually, the kids who do know the answers, and in that resentment, will usually lash out to those kids, and then the kids who did know the answer will call the other kids dumb and also think they're lesser or something like that. So it just happens that way. Also, people are drawn to people who look like them, and they kind of segregate by themselves. So then how do you solve the problem? Well, luckily in the book it has a solution, and it says the one thing that can drastically help with just about everything competition-wise, which I think a lot of us could see in our politics and etc., is this us versus them, we have to win, this tribal sense. The one thing that bridges the gap and can actually reduce this thing is cooperation. So the one thing that they found that actually made a huge dent after they basically created a monster. These researchers got these kids to come to a camp, and they basically segregated them into teams, not necessarily race relations, but just teams. And then as soon as they let them stew in their own kind of like groups, then they introduced competitions, and that just revved up the self-hatred, the self-criticism, the us versus them mentality. And they were kind of at a loss. They thought they created Frankenstein, which is a term in research where it basically means that you've created a problem in which you have no idea how to solve or how to recede. So then what they did is they started giving the kids a cooperation sense. So like in order to go to the swimming pool, our car got stuck, and now you all need to push the car ahead in order for us to get to the swimming pool. So all of them got out and started working together to push the car ahead. So it's this idea of actually working together to build atop a future that we all can understand and feel like we're being a part of, is the way, seemingly, how you actually dissolve people's preconceived conceptions of like this person being against me, because you genuinely need to depend on them for help, and they need to do the same for you. And in that, you kind of dissolve this bias of this person's different and this person's wrong, and this person has a bad agenda, this or that, and you're working together. So this idea that instead of competition, we should strive for cooperation is, I think, the way out of it. But who knows if any systems are going to do that, because there's a lot of blood money and shit in all of our shitty, horrible choice people. So yeah. Anyways, thought I would ruin it at the end. But yeah. Vale says, I started playing Let It Die, or I started playing the game last month. I used your guides. Thank you. Yeah, man, it's very too sweet. Vale, I hear too many people say that to me, and it's always too sweet. But I'm happy that they were of any service. Thank you for giving me a single second of your day, by the way, for that. BC says, I think Death vs. Beta ends right before you go live. Wait, what? What do you mean, Beastie? Is it only up there for a specific amount of time? The time for Death vs. Beta is May 28th from 1:07 p.m. PT and ends at 8 p.m. Why do they turn it off? So it only is up for one day? From 1 to 7. And it ends at 8 p.m. What? It's only up for one point of the day? So it starts at 2 p.m. Mountain Time and ends at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Give me a minute. I gotta do some Googling, because now I'm lost. Let me see. What is 1 p.m. I think we should be fine. Yeah, I'll be able to make a couple videos before we jump into that. 8 p.m. For Mountain Time for me is 7 p.m. is 8 p.m. for me. So I think it's only 1 hour difference. So if 1 p.m. should be like, what is it, 4? No, 2. Sorry, 2. 2 p.m. So, we'll be able to play. Yeah, looks like we'll be good. Yeah. So tomorrow, it's tomorrow. So tomorrow, we'll work out. Yeah. So, in fact, I have more time to play. It ends at 7. For me, it's 8. So that should work out perfectly. Yeah. But I didn't know it was only up for one day. You shitting me? What the hell? That seems like some bullshit. It's only up for not even just one day, for like in a couple hours? That's madness. What the hell? Yeah, Lone Ticket did the work for me, 2 p.m. exactly. God damn it, Lone Ticket, I wish I were finished reading. Well, what the fuck? I am like, what? We better play our ass off to get that much. I was hoping to actually build up some gameplay, trickle it out to people until the Death vs. Hippity happens. Lame. Although, I might have to break my antisocial, hermit lifestyle and actually talk to some of the people I'm sure are going to get into the beta and play a lot of it. And maybe I can ask to use some of their footage so that I can make content to them. I'll shout them out immensely and cherish them greatly. But, yes, I'll have to talk to them, which is terrifying. Because, people, all that. I'm stuck, by the way. Something's fucked up. There we go. God, I love it. So many fun things in the Chaos Chambers just kill you for no reason. It's great. It's the best. Lone Syndicate says, wait, can't Death first be your play together? Yeah, it can also be that. Yeah. But will it be going live, though? Lone Syndicate? So I'm misunderstanding it. The other day is June 5th. PT. So wait. So when is it up? Also, what's good? Adity? Wait, no. Wait. Yeah, Adity? Is that right? I've seen you before. Yeah. Hello. I've seen you. I'm not. It's just my name. I'm so bad with names. I always remember a profile pic for the rest of my life. But I always remember that Switch controller, okay? But it's just the names that fuck me up. Forgive me, Adity and everybody else who popped in. I just want to make sure we're set for tomorrow. And whenever the next day is. So when is it going live? Lone Syndicate, when's the first? Addy, yeah. When is the next? So it's tomorrow, May 28th, right? Today's 27th. And then you said it was June. Fuck. For 6 hours, it seems like. Okay. So we won't be able to play. That might be what we do. Maybe we can have our Saturday or a Sunday stream take a break, because we don't really. Last time we played, yeah, we could. We probably do our play together stream also tomorrow, and then Saturday we'll do our hangout. Very confusing, but maybe that's how it'll have to be. Lone Syndicate says, so 2 a.m., 7 to 7 a.m. Mountain Time, and no, it's only for one day at a set time. That's brutal. Okay, so it's going live on June 5th, but tomorrow as well. Okay, so yes, so tomorrow, that sucks, man. So tomorrow, I guess, we're going to be playing Deathverse a lot, and then we are going to be turning Sunday stream, which is usually our hangout stream. Nope, it's usually our play together stream. We're gonna be turning that into our hangout stream. Sorry. There's so much happening in my head. Spark says, have you tried playing Valorant? Dude, I always go in wave, Sparks. I'm not sure if you're like me, but I always go in this thing where like recently I hadn't played a competitive game in a long time. I was really craving for like that. I want to see if I can actually be good at competitive games. And then I got really good at Halo for like a small moment of time, and then I completely lost all of it, I'm assuming. So I got pretty good at Halo for a minute, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm ready to stop. Also, I so fucked up myself by it. Like I played way too much Halo and like it dedicated way too much time to like decoding the skill that would be required in order to be good at that. So yeah, so I don't know. I don't think I want to play Valorant. Valorant seems like it's very Twitch fibery. Also, I don't know. To me, I like a game like when I'm starting to pick up on what I want from a multiplayer game. I would love like a Titanfall type of game with like more builds. So you know how like Evil Dead is doing something right now where you have like a skill tree almost and you can invest in certain paths? I would love that, I think. Like if there was this like super fast-paced, crazy good movement, but you could all have like different abilities and whatnot. Because to me, the one thing that I always like in games like multiplayer games is where you can outthink your person. So if I think 5 steps ahead and I like place a mine at the grenade or at the door, I backpedal out, I shoot you think you're blood hungry, you push out through the door, you eat the mine, and then I shoot you because you're almost dead anyway. That's the shit that to me fucking lights up my synapse in my brain, and I just like dopamine release. Same thing is like someone pushing on you, and you like throw a grenade right at the ground, it bounces up perfectly, so as soon as they come around the corner, they get smashed by a grenade, and then you light them up a bunch, you know, and you're just like, get deleted, you know. It's like that's the games that I like, and usually I'm talking about grenades because that's usually the only thing that you're given, you know. But if you were given like skills, maybe some abilities, but you were treated it like as a classic Titanfall like thing, where it's just like kind of like pretty messy, sloppy, you're just kind of jumping in there, constantly throwing your bodies at enemies as well. that's pretty sick. Also, Titanfall to me, man, I'm so happy that we're getting another one of those games. I don't know when it will be though, because I think they're waiting for like the absolute behemoth god, which is Apex Legends at this point, to kind of chill the fuck out for a minute, stop being so successful, so that they can be like, here's a new thing, but it's real successful still. Also, what's good, Peter says, rotate between Wonderlands and Outriders. The thing with that, Peter, to me, Outriders really, like, even Outriders was interesting, but like even with the updates, I never really liked the way that like builds felt at endgame in Outriders. At least when it comes to like, it still seemed like you could get one shot by certain things. It still felt like even though you had a ton of healing, you would get snapped in half. Given maybe it was just the classes I was playing, but it still felt like even though there was no timer, there was still an incentive to build yourself for incredible amounts of DPS, just to be able to melt some of the insane elite enemies. but then you would have to take a loss at your survivability, and that kind of felt like it was always kind of messy. So to me, I don't like, even though there's some sort of like a down period in Wonderlands at times, I still feel like the like I can have endless fun with the builds and like the piecing together of things. Granted, you get fatigued on that as well, but to me, yeah, Outriders, at least at the end, I like, if I would have left that game with playing a character that I felt like just worked and synergized beautifully, and like I had a lot of good answers to the questions that I had, that I needed answers to, I'd be probably way more interested in playing it. But right now I'm kind of, like when I left Outriders, I was kind of still frustrated with like, man, it's taken such a long time to invest in these things. I still am not like at a place where like I'm so confident that I'm gonna kill my run entirely, and when I see people who do, it seems like they have like they're playing mouse and keyboard and they're just like zippity zapping around and playing it like it's an esports game. Like, and I'm like, oh shit. Or they're like have a weird build that's like building a fuck ton of armor and they don't kill things that fast to where it doesn't actually feel satisfying. But that was my experience with Outriders. I don't pretend to think that's everybody's. Audie says, is Let It Die Deathverse? What you mean? Is Let It Die Deathverse? It's in the same universe. So Deathverse is 500 years after the events of Let It Die, I think, or 100 years later after the events of Let It Die, in a kind of murder fest type thing. Now, whether it's gonna have like connections really hard to like the story of Let It Die, or like if this is the next step for Let It Die, or if this is a side story to Let It Die, because they don't want to compromise either. That is yet to be seen. I don't know. I guess both would be fine with me. I wouldn't mind if this was like a kind of like a separate, like multiverse kind of idea, which it's not. It's a continuation. They say that, but yeah. BC says all of us hopefully will be playing the beta. We can send clips in Discord and compile them into a vid in case you miss anything or we stumble onto something you might need and notice. That would be amazing, Beastie. That's a really good idea, actually. I don't know if many people would do it, although we do have a lot of like dormant fucking dude. Like the Let It Die community is, at least my community, is like a bunch of dormant, like ravenous dogs. like as soon as there's any Let It Die, they're like, we're out, we're coming in, and it's just like, it's the most heartwarming, crazy thing ever, because everyone's like doing their own thing, but we all had this period of like suffering together that it seems like, boom, everyone's there. Like, just like, yeah. And also, it was one of the things that like the Let It Die tab in our Discord for like 3 years running was like never stopped. And honestly, we just left it there. The mods and myself, we just kind of left it. It became absolutely not about Let It Die. It just became like a couple people who found the community through the Discord channel, just vibing. I loved it. I loved to see it. I didn't understand most of it, so I backed off. But yeah. Oh my God, Marines here? Holy shit! How many times left to Let It Die Deathverse coming out to your? I have no idea. What do you call it? The beta? It's a Lone Syndicate just told us what it was in PT. PT something. The U.S. Time zone. It was what is it? 2 to 7? You might need to pace that a little bit more. Yeah. Also, Fluff is here. Oh, what's good, Fluff? Spark says extended stream tomorrow. I don't know if I'm built to have that much oomph in me. Maybe we could do something. I think we'd still start at the same time. Whether we go a little bit longer is probably what will happen. Oh, jeez. I don't know, man. Massive brain. More like melting brain. BC says, oh wait, no, Addy says, oh yeah, a new Genshin killer may be coming out, and may be coming to the market, inspired by Final Fantasy XIV, but it's not turn-based, but like Honkai, it's an action-based gameplay, and it's one shown as promised. Addy, keep me in the loop. I love that. I I just want something to be out. Honestly, like that's my thing. Is so many people saying this is like a Genshin thing. Is it a fun game? I'll play the fuck out of it. Is it not like a top-down weird? Then I'll extra play the shit out of it. You know what I mean? So I hope it works out. I hope there is a game that does the things that so many people who are playing Genshin Impact right now are experiencing and don't like a lack of endgame, a feeling of non like satisfaction when completing certain rewards. Which is why honestly I think what's that game called? It's the one that's like more of a RPG, not RPG, more of a like a MMO. Tower Fantasy, that's what it's called. Tower Fantasy to me looks like it's implementing a lot of the addictive behavioral things, which seems fun. Also, I think it's free to play. I think. Hopefully that's right. But Fluff says, apologies for being quiet. Was getting my Valorant dailies, weeklies complete. You play everyone's playing Valorant. Golly. Had a pretty solid match to wrap my session up. Hell yes. Golly. Everyone's playing Valorant. I did see a lot of people love it, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Rings, that's what we're doing. Any good ability rings? Spell damage. Is that bad? Actually, that doesn't look bad. It's kind of bad. It's kind of bad. Ooh, ability damage. Companion critical hit things when your health is less than 50, yeah? Well. Companions hit chance, sniper. I mean, yeah, we're not getting lucky, boys. Not even on ring legendaries, which is a little sad. When your gun ammunition is low. No. Melee damage. More melee damage? Are there 2 threads? It looks like there's 2. Oh, is that primordial or something? No. There's another ring in there. That's the one. Okay. The bottom, man, I don't know. People totally modded the rings, just obviously, but anyway. Lone Singing says, I thought the beta was from May 28th to June 5th, but nope, that makes me kind of sad. I was hoping to play it at that and mostly that. So wait, it is? It is like, it's not like to May 28th to June 5th at like this specific hour time per day. It's just those specific days. Is that confirmed? Because that's a big oof. If I'm gonna marathon play and you guys are gonna see me wilt as I play a video game tomorrow, for like fucking 5 hours or something. Yeah, or 4 hours really. But yeah, I'm gonna need to make sure that I'm not having to do that. if it's out again this consecutive day at the same weird time, like here to here, then yeah. But it seems like you double checked that, Lone Singer, but I just want to tell me again, just to make sure I'm not misunderstanding that. I haven't heard anything regarding the World Slayer DLC for Outriders. Might be telling that it wasn't very groundbreaking. Is it out? Is the Outriders DLC out? I don't think it's out yet, is it? If it's out, that's madness. Also, my jump button. My jump button's not working. My controller finally said, you know what? If you're not gonna kill me, I'll do it myself, you coward. There, no, it's working now. Okay. Same syndicate. I was just looking for a bit before the stream started and making sure. Same one syndicate. I was looking a bit before the stream started and made sure weird that it was only before one of the days, but it's at Saturday, so can't complain too much. Yeah. I mean, you can complain. You can be like, come on, what the fuck? What? Just, but also that is something that every person at that company, people who made Let It Die, now Super Truth Games, has always done, where they're like, oh, you can't play? Ha! You trash. Sucks to suck. Okay. Oh, you don't have time. Oh, it only comes up on Tuesdays. Oh, when'd you cry, you fucking little baby? You're like, why the fuck am I playing this game? Why? What is wrong with me that I'm here? What is? Come on, controller. The A button's still not working. Also, why are we here? Just generally in life. No, my A button's like, no, there it is. It's sometimes working. It's super not, like, it seems like it's broken. Like, sometimes I'm hitting it and it's doing something, and other times, not so much. Well, it is what it is. Oh, I didn't scroll down, so my chat's not receding. Beastie says, also, Uncle Death is on the cover of the PSN store. At least there's that. That's cool. Adity says, heard of Worthing Weaves? It's an open world they released through PV and game trailer yesterday. Oh, is that the one that has like a story thing? It looked interesting. It looked really cel shaded, but yes, it looked also like a little bit scruffy. But yeah, like it didn't look crisp, but it looked like it had a cool art style. I haven't heard of much from it, but is it good? If you give it a try, let me hear about it, because I'm curious what it is actually like. Spock says, is Deathverse only on PlayStation for the beta? Yes, it does seem like yes. Well, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, so yes. It's not on PC. I think we might get Deathverse a year later on PC, maybe, because it does seem like they still have ties to the Sony quite a bit. Again, I'm trying to jump, but I'm not able to, so we're just gonna not jump, guys. We're also not gonna hit the jump button, which is also a menu button. So yeah, this is So what do you think? Do you think my PS5 or whatever it is, right, PS5 controller will work on my PS4? Do you think that will happen? Oh, I hope so. Oh, has anybody tried that? I hope that works, because this my controller is about to bite the dust, and if I don't have an A button, it's gonna look grim. Yeah, I guess we'll get Frozen Vengeance. Why not? Dude, what the hell's happening? My square button is my jump button. I'm hitting square. That's fucking broken. Okay, well my whole controls are dissolving. Already, Lone Syndicate should absolutely be a effing mod. Also, if you see me jumping a lot, it's not me, it's the fact that I'm throwing my pixies and reloading. But Lone Syndicate should be a mod, but because I am a cruel god, we haven't done it. Because honestly, again, the reason why a lot of people who probably should be mods are not, I can't climb, are not mods, that should be mods, is because there was a time when I used to have no ability to say no to people that I would perceive to be good, especially when, you know, it's through the internet. But that sounds even worse, actually. Trying to like recover, it just sounds bad regardless. Yeah. Point is when we used to stream, you used to see like every single person in chat who was like, I've been here for like a day and they're like, I should be a mod, and then I modded them. And it was a whole fucking thing. And then it was just literally like, whenever somebody came into my chat, they'd be like seeing that everybody was in fact a mod. Granted, it was a wonderful experiment in humans not abusing their power, actually, because no one was like banned forever. It worked out, shockingly. No one succumbed to the power I gave them. But now I'm more in like yeah. Now I'm like, let's be careful with that. Even though, yeah, it should happen at this point. Also, part of me does, like, I don't want people to feel like they have to work when they're watching the stream. Granted, I did talk to you guys as an individual quite a lot, which I know is, like, sometimes you guys are like, Grin, I just want to play a video game, and, like, hear you in the background. I don't want to actually talk about my fucking week, dude. Okay, like, I'm sorry. Just don't comment at all then. Just vibe with me. Okay, but as soon as you talk, I'm like, hey, there's my dude, my boy, or girl, whatever it is. So yes. So yes. Reddy says, I play solo and they help me to get to Chaos level 35, no meta gear. Pixies, dude? I think Pixies are fine. I dislike people who are... This is like the only time we've ever had in any Borderlands game companions that actually did what companions should do. It just sucks that most of the companions can't do that. Well, that's not true. Pixies with wings can, or guns with wings can work. But yeah, no, I think, like, to me, anyone who has had to suffer through Flax, not beast class, is loving the Pixies. To me, I think it's ridiculous that so few weapons scale off of other buildable measurements, such as ability damage and such as everything else. That's ridiculous to me. Now, granted, if you want to have an argument of like, well, Pixies are just performing excessively high, then yeah, I think I think it's a fine argument. If like they were to say like, let's descale Pixies, not to where they're useless, but to where like there's now a choice where like you could pick this or that. I think they could give us a choice by giving us different Pixies, different shotguns, different Torg weapons that could potentially scale off of a specific element. I think that'd be an ideal world. So you could have like a spell that scales off melee damage. That way your melee builds could have some range. You could have a shotgun that scales off melee damage. That way you could have a melee range. You could have some stuff that scales off of ability damage. So that way when you're building for your action skill, you're not just completely shit out of luck. And you're like, oh, guess what? If you're on cooldown, you're fucked. And you're like, great, what a fucking amazing build. Like, it's lunacy. And yeah. But that's how I feel ready. Let me catch up on stream again. Whew. Valorant killing fluff. No. Oh, what did Fluff says, yeah, the promo image says May 28th and June 5th, not May through. Okay, so that's what it's looking like. Gotcha. I'm not a mod. I'm not sure. I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, did I misunderstand Reddy's comment? Why do so many Twitch streamers gotta talk crap about Pixies when they know they use them themselves? Yeah, I think it's partly that's also frustrating. Like when someone's like, "This sucks," but yet they're using them, you know. And granted, they're like, "Well, it's the only thing to use." Like, no, it's not. There's other amazing things to use. But also, instead of saying like nerf Pixies, like why aren't you using the other stuff? Because it's actually not good. Because a lot of the melee things are fucking awful. You crazy. So then they're gonna nuke Pixies, and now the streamers are gonna be mad that fucking what do you call it? The goddamn the melee sucks ass. Because yeah, that's people will try to find a solution to the problem, and when you take away a solution, it just makes the problem even worse. When that's the only problem to deal with it is shitty answers. Other streamers are likely to throw shade at Pixies because it's been a powerful option that hasn't been addressed by any hotfix, whilst other weapons have, mostly unique legendaries, however, yes. Also, I think the other thing that, like, to me, Pixies are not easy to attain, especially Fear Nots, and yeah. So like it's something that you have to find the best version of, and I think most people want that. I think most people like that. But yeah, FLF says, so I don't think they have Pixies high on the priority list since it's a unique effect nor a legendary type. So it would simply nerfing Pixies or pistol damage in general, neither are good solutions. Yeah, I also think that they would get a reckoning because it's the same thing that happened with the Hex, which there's already a lot of strong things in the game. So for them to take away something's usefulness, it's like, well, what about all the other shit that's really strong? Like fucking like with the spinny blizzard guy, or berserkers like hitting stuff with melee circling that constantly detonating blast chill. Like, come on. Yeah, the gripe with powerful things getting nerfed, I don't get. Yeah, my whole thing is it give me more options to play with more things that are strong. It's not like you, yeah. To me, it's not like you don't get one shot still in the chaos chambers, or like you take huge nerfs that like destroy your damage. And there's not a huge incentive. Hello, thank you. It's not like a huge incentive to not to build a ton of or to do chaos chambers at max level. Syndicate best mod. I figure they're being pessimistic if their previously overpowered gear got nerfed. Why not everything? Yeah. Gotta step up your gear flow. Love this great. I was one of the few mods that didn't ask to. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Which is, again, Lone Thinking also deserves this because he never asked as well. But also, that's to me the thing is that, like, when I mod someone, it's almost like the idea of, like, in my dumb head, the most ideal person for the job, which is basically like a burden, if anything, is the person that understands kind of a burden. So it's like, you're the one that could accept the mantle. Granted, I'll be honest, we're kind of shockingly, I should piss people off a significantly higher amount than is what we receive, people being shitters, essentially. So yeah, I've caught up on chat. Fluff just humble like that. Reddy says, makes total sense. I like your view on it, Fluff. Lone Ticket says, nah, Beastie Fluff is far more of a superior I could be. Now, okay, guys, my whole controller's just... Okay, now, even when I sprint, I jump. Oh, my X button may just be, like pushed down too much. I don't know. It's painful. Also, the fun thing about that is I have this amazing, beautiful new PS5 controller that I can't use because fucking Gearbox refuses to put compatibility into that, and I'm playing on Epic, so I can't use Steam's cute little overlay bullshit. Rawr. Oh, Beastie says, Grin, you got a mod Lone Syndicate now, so we know for sure. I mean, again, I think I would if like we needed to. Like, that's my other perspective. I don't want to incentivize people being cruel, but yeah, like right now, yeah, there's not been a lot of like why do we need more police when there's no crime happening? You know, one day we'll just hire a bunch of people, but until then, I wanted to give the luxury of low crime rate to everybody to just sit back, chill, relax, you know. I will try Bulwark Buddies. I think Bulwark Buddies fucks me over, though, a lot, because it makes them immune and shit. Fluff says, I'd be comparing a freshly granted mod spot to anyone that's had it for years. And that isn't fair in either direction. It's be comparing a freshly granted mod spot to something that has had it for years. I don't know what that means. Reddy says, well, Fluff, Beastie, and Alone Syndicate are all great. I always do see these names watching reruns of Grins when I'm playing. That's so cool, Reddy. I'm so happy someone's watching the past. I've always seen those people in past broadcasts. I'm like, these people are crazy. But I love them in bits. So it's cool to see that you're one of those people. I'm happy to finally be able to talk to you, buddy. That's the one thing oh, there it is. There it is, boys. Look at that. Fast as lightning. It's just lightning. I'm not even sure if that can't be picked up. Do you guys want to see naked people or something on YouTube when you're watching video games? Got a goddamn fucking bots just sent to horny jail all the time, man. God damn it, jump! But yes. Grin, you jinxed it. I mean, it happens. The bot thing is the inevitable hell. Okay, I'm more worried about people being like calling me some sort of racial obscenity. I'm just like, what the fuck? I did nothing to you. Although that's actually kind of easier because, like, again, we talked about this, but when someone says like, I don't agree with this perspective of you that you gave because it doesn't consider this person's pain, I'm like, I mean, okay, oh, it's kind of like, oh, well, that's actually a fair sentiment, I guess. I didn't have any intention to do negative, but I guess that is somewhat right. I'm not opposed to Lone City becoming a mod, but if you were going to be making it some sort of compensation, I can't read it because mod bullshittery. Or not, sorry, bot bullshittery. If everything nerfed, nothing. If everything's nerfed, nothing will be. What does that mean? But he says, a valid observation from Fluff. Truly wise, powerful mod. Reddy says 7 days of playtime. Yeah, still no fear not. Yeah, man, it's brutal. It's brutal. The other day that we did get a fear not that was dark magic and was guns with wings, which I think guns with wings and pixies are synonymous. I think it's just a random chance. So it is possible to get. I haven't made a clip of that yet, though I want to, and upload that to the Brothers GRINN channel. I forfeit for comparison. Addy says, bug in game? Did you get a free Bioshock collection in Steam yesterday? Sorry, Epic, I didn't. I should. That's awesome, actually. Holy shit, yes. Is it Infinite on there too? Infinite's awesome. I would totally love to play. Is it the complete package? Because that seems like a fun time. One of my favorite things that nobody ever played enough of in Bioshock, Bioshock, is the Bioshock. What was it called? Bioshock something collection. Clash in the Clouds. It's like a DLC for Bioshock. It's actually very fun. Most people shit on it because it was like a kind of a half-ass DLC. It wasn't much of like a story DLC, which I think people wanted, but it was a very fun DLC, especially like the powers in the game. Time to ban them. BC says, crime, get him, Fluff, boom. Faster than you could even say that, Beastie. Lone Syndicate says, the timing though it's incredible. I feel like one of y'all maybe have a bot farm and is sending the shit at me, maybe. Oh, man. BC says, get him, Fluff. I'm always on the ready. Let's do this. Fluff says, and the Bioshock collection on EGS will be available to pick up on June 2nd. Ooh, okay, so we gotta wait a little bit. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm excited, man. To me, that sounds fun. And actually, to me, I've been looking for. I wanted to like. It sounds kind of crazy, but like I almost want 2 games to stream. Like as much as Wonderlands is fun, and we've been playing it a lot. I would like to play like again. I'm very excited for Saints Row to eventually come out, so that we can have something that's like a game where we're building something. Tiny Tina's Wonderland. And then a game where we're like achieving things, which is like doing all the activities and trying to perfect them, and checking shit off the list like that, you know. Also, our play together streams will just get infinitely more fun because I feel like well, this game's very fun to play with people, but I feel like Saints Row will be a special kind of madness. So that has me pretty juiced up. Also, I have another cup of coffee here. I don't think I need it, but we'll drink a little bit, just not to have it go to waste. Ugh. It's not good. Besides, I'm not the only mod. I just tend to be almost around most of the time and active on Discord servers. It is true. It is true. A part of me is, again, I don't know, because like I kind of sounds fucked up. I talked to you guys about it beforehand. A part of me is like wanting, like at some point, in some way, we're gonna get bull rushed by just hatred and vitriol. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen. People are gonna get mean. People are gonna be like, I hate this guy. Fuck him. And just light me up. So a part of me, like, I don't know how I'll like handle the situation. I think I'll just turn off. Like, I'll stop looking at chat for a minute, and I'll just like, because I know you guys so well, I feel like I could have a conversation with you guys without you actually commenting, which sounds crazy, but it's true. I think I would understand your reply. Like, you guys are half the reason why I avoid so many horrible mistakes, is because I can hear what you guys are saying, and to some extent your perspective of things, because I've known you guys for such a long time at this point. So I feel like if that ever happened, I would just like vibe by myself with my like weird spectral versions of all of you in my mind, which sounds absolutely like a disorder, but you know, we're all kind of fucked up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Cursed Wit, all that. No, actually, that's not actually bad. It's got reload speed on depletion. It's incentive to get depletion. It's also at 7 minutes of delay. Golly. Break. What the fuck? Okay, there we go. Addy says all three are there. Infinite is also there. Infinite was my favorite. Dude, Infinite, I don't know if I'll say it's my favorite. I kind of like the variability of Bioshock 1. Bioshock 2 is also just a good time. It's just goofy. It's not the best, I don't think, but it is a good time. I don't know if I say Bioshock 1. But also, I just think that, I don't know if any game has ever recreated that, like, that Andrew Ryan and atmosphere that Bioshock 1 had. And maybe that's nostalgia. This is the one. God damn, look at it. Wait for it. Wait for it. The hand is raising up. Just give it a minute. I just put my headphone. Hang on. So fast. So fast. Fluff says, is Bioshock 1, 2, and Infinite? It is insane that we said one word and then just a sea of nightmare hellbot came just ripping through. Okay. Wouldn't that mean that that you are the best mod? Who are you talking about, Fluff or me? I feel like it's hopefully Fluff. It's not competition, Beastie. Oh no, you're talking to Fluff because he's the one who's consistently here. Fluff says that's what I said. It's how the EGS works. Free games every week or so. Compared to the free to play weekends on Steam, accompanied by Discord. Okay, is it work like? That's also another game that's on fucking. We could totally play that for a one-off stream, dude. Ooh. Okay, so here, hi. I just wanted to let you guys know. So what do you? Okay, is it possible to make a poll? Probably not, right? In the chat, just yell at me, okay? What do you guys think? Okay, so I want to have another stream game because I need like another outlet, or else I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Okay, I can't keep playing Wonderlands every goddamn possible day. So. I have a free game on Epic Game Store, which is called Control, which I hear is fantastic. A little hardware intensive, I hear. Also, do you guys want to play at some point in the future Control, or a dating sim where we try to date and persuade eldritch horrors as women, so like Cthulhu, together? Which one? Do you want to play like some telekinesis mind control, or do you want to get some Cthulhu eldritch horror waifus together? Okay, which one? I don't know. Lost Ark, I don't know. I'm not very into the top-down games. Also, I feel like it's either like I want to have fun with a video game, Control, or I want to have like a very memey, hellish time with you, with waifus, with fucking weird shit, okay? And that sounds like a fun time to me, generally. Also, we probably will just give Infinite a try, just to shake things up, you know? I most likely scenario for that will be the hate raid mods, yes. At that point, I would advise turning the chat off for displaying on stream. It's been happening recently. A problem for certain streamers, VTubers, and it's their channels immediately terminate. Ooh, really? Because they just get like bombarded by certain like racial things. That's horrible. Oh, dude, what was that, by the way? I don't even want to talk about this. What is with so many channels getting fucking their channels straight up hijacked and then YouTube shitting themselves? Like YouTube not giving them the channels back at all. I'm not sure if you guys have seen that. Also, I thought I was crazy. I kept seeing like these Tesla fucking things and I'm like, Elon's really getting after it. I didn't realize like 60 people who fucking I'm subscribed to get wrecked. There's a channel that had 8 million views or 8 million subscribers, and it took like 3 days for him just to be like, my channel is pushing Elon Musk Bitcoin lies. Okay? Not Bitcoin, it's like some sort of currency. It's like some sort of scam, basically. But Jesus, it was brutal, man. I am like, woof. Like, that's the thing that's terrifying, though. If a channel with 8 million subscribers is not safe from somebody taking their account, and then it still takes them for like 2 hours just to get it back, that's awful. Also, like, they deleted all their videos. If you guys don't know what happened, it's like they delete these channel, get your channel info. They delete all your videos, they rename the channel, and then they upload like a live stream. That way, even if you try to like terminate certain things, the live stream is still going. And yeah, it's just absolute horrible. And YouTube's like, well, we don't come in on weekends. And it's like, what? It's just the most stupid, insane thing that's happened in a while. It's disgusting that like that happened to people who should be absolutely protected. They make millions and millions of dollars for YouTube. Yeah, like what? Eddie says, I like the plot twist in Bioshock. Yeah, no, I thought it was fun. I don't know, I never got the vibe that there was like a romance thing there. If anything, it was like a Big Brother effect. So I wasn't too surprised by the twist, but it was fun. I'm more excited, Adity, to see what they do with that twist, because I do think there's like possibilities for what they could have fun with in the future. Kind of like a multiverse before multiverses were really like, oh, you know. Although, isn't the ending or one of the endings in such a way that it makes so that the multiverse is kind of concluded or something? I don't know. I know Barry at Sea shined up a lot of the story weirdness, which I never played, so. Beastie says, we believe Fluff, our greatest warrior, should have no doubt. You must lead the new generation of mods into battle along the final. I think you guys are, I'm assuming the Eldritch Horror is up there. Because of that. Just because of that. Both control would be a longer time sync. Yeah, well, to me, I'm not sure if we'll be like beating it. Like, to be clear, I'm not sure if we're gonna beat the thing. This is just like I have a fun night, essentially. I spent so much. To have a fun night, essentially. That's the goal of this, at least. Lone Singer says waifus. So one point for waifu. We have a random Elden Ring. That might not be bad. Another point for waifu. Fluff says a variation stream day to keep things fresh would be a great idea. Yeah, it's a good idea. I don't know when it will be, though, or when it could be. Reddy says, Adity says, Elden Ring is expensive. Oh, I see. Yeah, you have that horrible your currency in your current country is unfortunately pretty low in comparison to like what games are offered in U.S. currency, right? Elden Ring is great. Lol. No, Elden Ring is fantastic. Adity says, did you ever play DMC5 or Sekiro? Dude, love the entire DMC series. Played the shit out of that, Adity. Love it. Loved, honestly, I loved that they gave Virgil, or V, sorry, they gave V's like the very cool idea of like a summoner, that kind of build. BC says, GRINN, has Elden Ring already, he already played it a bit on release. I sadly couldn't watch, cause spoilers, yeah. I'm not, to me, man, a part of me wants to go back to Elden Ring, but like it kind of sounds fucked up, and my parents have actually talked to me about this beforehand, and it's kind of weird. I try to explain to them in a way that my headspace right now, but like, any time that I am not, also there's a lot of weird things happening with lighting, but anytime I am essentially not dedicating to like getting through these books that I want to read and I think will generally help me, feel like a weird thing, you know? So like Elden Ring, in order to make some of the content that I want to make, it feels like I want to get to that eventually, but like I want to make sure I'm done. It's basically like pursuing something while you're still like you have chains on you, essentially. Like I want to make sure I'm got the chains off and then I can just go forward, you know? I kind of feel that way right now with a lot of the things that I'm doing, where part of me is like I'm still kind of wanting to get these chains off and then I'll pursue it. Again, I gotta be careful with shit like that though. BC says, GRINN, alright, read that. Reddy says, even death reactions, but funny as hell from, what do you mean? Oh, every death reaction? Well, actually, my whole thing was that we were actually shockingly, my whole thing is that I like to gamify things, or like, I like to gain advantage in a thing, you know? Like, so like in Elden Ring, we made a whole series where we basically just got like juiced out of our mind. I was gonna ask you guys though, did Elden Ring ever address incantations to an extent in which they were actually like equal to magic in some way? Did they buff enchantments, is what I'm saying, or incantations is what they're called. Fluff says, feel free to check GRINN's archives. He's played a fair bit of Elden Ring, never finished it though. Well, yeah, that's true, but also I'm also in the place where I don't know, like it sounds fucked up, but I that's my horrible brain. It's like I want to get as much of an advantage as humanly possible because it's just like fucking dopamine release, swimming in it, all of that. But then I also, in a way, like if I do cap out on the advantages that I can attain, a part of me does feel like, oh, like oh well, okay, I guess I can go fight that boss. I mean, yeah, but also, to me, the other part of my brain says like I'm not sure if many people would want to watch an Elden Ring playthrough again, because like PewDiePie's already done like a very good job about like showing like a no death playthrough, etc., and those kinds of things. So I don't know, which is why I think like it'd be a game that we could come back to. But right now we're kind of in the YouTube survival sphere of like trying to generate momentum still. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's the kind of game that we'd play as like a variety stream when we have an audience that wants to watch us play some more stuff, you know? Like, we need to build momentum and then spend it maybe on some of those games. But right now, I still perceive myself to be in the momentum stage, you know? But that's just my thoughts. BC says, there's a beautiful image on Twitter of somebody begging YouTube to help them with their channel and them not responding. Dude, it's terrible. Or worse, there's like a bot response of like, we are looking into it. And the dude's like, they're literally uploading like porn, dude. Like, what are you doing? It's not to that extent, but it's like, come on, man. And also, it's even worse because YouTube thankfully has, I think, safeguards into like them just, oh, I forgot about this. They have safeguards into them just like nuking all of your people used to like log into your account and then delete all your videos and you'd be just fucked. But YouTube, I think, has like a 3 or 5 day like run back cycle to where anything that would happen, they can just run back time on your channel and make it so that your videos are still there. Which, thank God, dude. Ugh. BC says, but on the very same thread, YouTube responded to something having trouble resubbing to your YouTube Premium. That's hard. Well, I think it's an automated thing, no. But yeah, also a part of it is probably like them, like I don't know. As much as people like to show on YouTube, and I'm probably one of them, where I just think, well, it's just not even. It's the criticism is that there should be like a better communication system. Like not everything can be. You have to pay people. You have to pay people to actually like watch over content. You can't just obfuscate like information to bots all the time, you know. Lone Singlet says that dating sim could provide a greater one-time stream, and we could get some laughs. Well, that's the one, Lone Singlet, that I actually think we might finish. Like that's the weird one where like Control, I think it's like it's super long. We gotta pay attention to the story. I don't know how long everyone's gonna be hooked on the story. And it me like constantly pausing to look at shit, you know. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen really well for us. But with the dating sim one, I feel like that is the perfect format for us to bullshit and also be like, guys, I'm being won over by this one. I don't know. Also, I think the game is also not. It's made to be like a goof. I don't think it's actually like very. I think it's like one of those things where pretty. Yeah, bare bones as far as that medium, I think, is concerned. Spark says Elden Ring or Control. I mean, it's looking like people will be betting on the Eldritch Horror, although we can have multiple. It's not like one thing. Although I do think that'd be fun to have like that be a consistent, like show up on Fridays. It's gonna get weird. Okay, real weird. Yeah. Although I will say, like, I am very excited for that dynamic of, like, a game like Wonderlands, which is constantly having little baby updates, readjustments, fun, goofy builds that we can play, and then pushing into the like, Saints Row thing, where it's just, like, us having something to do and reasons to do it, hopefully. We could play together, we could make our Saints house look beautiful. Like, that's the thing that I love about the Saints Row series as a whole, is there is progression on progression on progression. There's progression within your safe house. There's progression within your character. There's progression, hopefully, within some of your like your abilities. I know there's talents and skills. So yeah, or not talents. It's like passive traits, passives and skills. So you got two different types of things. I think passives are attained by doing certain objectives, and then they give you like a passive effect. Fluff says, with Saints Row around the corner, how many days away is it, Fluff? Or weeks? How many weeks? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? I thought we checked that one time and it was like actually like almost a month and a half away. It's like a good bit. There's only so much time to squeeze in everything else. Yeah, it's true. Addy says, then you can try Cane, Bridge of Spirits, or Sifu. The Bridge of Spirits one looked dope. That one looked like a good time. Also, it looked so fucking cute. That one might be a good idea, because that was like an 8-hour game. We could bang that out in 2 streams, probably. No, that's probably like... I do this a lot. I pause. I am way more interested in you guys than anything, frankly. So I pause a lot, and I'm like, oh, yeah. But that's another one that we could do. That's funny, because like a part of me is like, yeah, I want to have streams where we're like doing challenges, like, hey, like let's not aim, or like let's only do melee, and we're gonna. Unfortunately, this game is not built in that way yet. You can't just no life one play style because you'll just get killed. Unless it's pixies, in that case maybe, but even then, but yes, but yeah, we're not in a place right now where I can kind of like map out those fun ideas and then like set up, because that's the thing, it requires like some degree of setup, at least for me. Yeah. Ooh, ability. Man, we're not getting any sort of like chaotic premium or primordial, sorry, or even like, yeah, just chaotic. None of these look good. Did I look at all of them? I think I did. Companion, spell, gun, melee. That's it. Awful run. Holy shit! It's I can't believe it's the time that it is. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just vibe here for a minute. Just for a minute, for a hot minute. All right. Let's look at this beautiful. Let's do this. Let's do this. Zoom in a little bit. Let's look at this. It's actually very high quality. Very high quality. Oh, Fluff says there was a buff to incantations a week or two around we switched over to Wonderlands. Oh, for incantations? Was it good, Fluff? Did it like actually... I'm not sure if you pay attention. Oh my god, they just keep... This is like... I'm actually like sussed out right now. Like we mentioned it, and like we hadn't had this happen for a while. And then it just... They come out of the woodwork. Do they like hear you say bot and they're like, get fucked? We hear that over the interwebs. What? Because golly. Granted, it's just a lot of like, you know, sexually charged emotes. So, you know, it's not like a horrible thing they're saying. It's just like, hey... You know, go to horny jail and give us your money. Get scammed because, you know, you should get bonked or something. You know, it's not, I get it. Yes. This. Oh. Incantations are godly. I did feel better popping runs when I in co-op and help people with a full incantation. Nice. Fluff says it'd be a game to return and hopefully finish. Besides, it's a game that's fun to experience yourself, regardless of who uses it. Yeah, it's true. I don't deny that it would be a fun, goofy time. No, I went to photo mode. Oop. I don't deny it would be a very good time. I just wondered if, like, again, trying to get some momentum going, a little bit rough. Do that. Do that, I guess. But it's a better backdrop. It's fine. Nice thing, Fluff says, nice thing about the vendors is now you can sell everything and you're not going to keep and get a lot of gold, which GRINN doesn't need. But for that, that's also cool. Yeah, you always have that, like you seem like you can constantly be on full cylinders. Be firing on full cylinders. Reddy says, Fluff, what you mean? I still need a bunch of SDUs for Platinum Trophy. I did something change recently. I do believe I think there was a weekend where the SDUs costed less, as well as if you have the DLC, I think you can also farm a lot of money easily just with the shards, so that's something, but I don't, yeah, but yes. Addy says, with all the chatting in the game, you can stretch it to 4 streams maybe. What you mean? Oh yeah, to the thing? Yeah, absolutely. Fluff says, what I mean is that since there are vendors in the chaos chambers and rooms now, you can loot everything and sell it at the end. Yeah. I do think they still need the thing where they're like, because it's still like, the only way that they could do that is if you have like a special inventory where you can like put something in, and then you have your general inventory, which you can just quickly, as soon as you open up a thing like the sell menu, or like go to sell, it shows you your like backpack and not your like sacred chest, whatever it would be called, so that you can easily sell everything. But yes. V says, underneath the tweet, there's a screenshot with 4 pixies of someone's icon, so they are now also immortalized on Twitter history. Really? That's nice. Oh, also not pixies, pixels. Reddy says, Sharma, I feel the same. He could literally just chat streams starting a while. I mean, to me, man, I would. I like talking to you guys more than actually playing. But the thing that sucks is that, like, I like playing video games. I just, I don't know. Like, to me, in the prospect, it's far more interesting talking to y'all. But I do realize there's a lot of people who do like the gameplay aspect of it. But my opinion, I would rather make like a contained, edited, super like bop 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 kind of video for you guys. If I'm going to make a video where you watch gameplay, I don't think I'm always going to be able to hold up my end of the bargain on that though. So I feel like eventually, maybe that will be a good exercise. Is one of the streams that we do, with exception to the Eldritch Horror one, because I think that one actually is like meant to be something that we can like stop and talk our ass off and like laugh and then go back into it. Also, I think it's dubbed, which is cool, so I don't have to read everything, which is already a lot for me. Although I'm not excited to give them, I'm not gonna give them voices. That was never something I was gonna do. Anyways, but yes. What was I about to say? Oh, but I think for the other games, maybe like I'm not sure if I'd play Sifu. Sifu seems like a game that to me, I would be defeated by. You know, like I would just keep taking L's and I would just be like, I can't. It makes me sad. There's some games where like when you lose, you just like learning or something. That's one of those games where I'm sure that exists, but I'm not sure if I'd have enough strength to put up with it. You know, like that was another game that I thought was so fun, but like it was a weird game. I think it was well balanced, but in some regards, I think it was too well balanced. And maybe this is gonna piss people off if I finish my sentence, but it's called Evolver. Is that right? Yeah, I think it's called Evolver. It's like the martial art kind of game. It's kind of very similar to Sifu. I think it's the same people who made Evolver. I think that's right. Yeah, it's a whole thing, man. To me, like as much as it's fun, it was so goddamn. So many times where you feel like Absolver, not Evolver. Thank you, Absolver. It got me lost where I was just like, oh my god, I feel like you feel defeated. You know, there's some games where you're like you feel excited by the prospect of like, yeah, again. Like I feel like Titanfall did a really good job at that, especially multiplayer, where like you get dropped, but you're like, nah, bitch, I was sliding on walls, I was shooting people, I was missing all of my shots because I was sliding on a wall, but you know, felt great, felt awesome. I'm ready to get back in, Cap. Absolver never felt that way. Every loss felt like you were just a mistake. It was horrible, at least to me. So I'm not sure if Sifu. I think Sifu probably adjusted that to some extent, but yeah. Ugh. It's not bad. It's not good at all. Lone Stinker says, "Oh no, they coming." I hear like in a southern accent someone be saying that. Oh Lord, they coming. Reddy says, "Wish I had those chat skills." Me? Oh, I don't think I have chatting skills at all, man. I think I just like, to me, my baseline is always this: people out here trying to throw down mean that whatever you want. People trying to get this, get that. People trying to do. I just want to see the coolness in people. I mean, it's really easy to find that stuff, you know. To find the wonder within another is the only goal. And also to me, I think people have an expectation on communication and like talking. I think the main thing that like will set you free is just don't have any expectation except to have fun, and that's something that you can do. You know, you can just have fun with laughing at yourself, at laughing at what others are saying, at like understanding and listening to people. So yeah, I think everyone has the capacity to have fun conversations, and yeah, I think judgment of yourself is the thing that makes your communication skills atrophy, because we're all kind of sloppy, we're all kind of cringe, dude. You know. I think the whole goal is to find people that accept that cringe and accept you regardless. Accept that weird mistake, you know, even if it's a perspective that maybe is a little bit brash, you know, to accept that and still, you know, talk to you and reason with you and bounce each other back and forth. That's what I think friendship is to an extent. Addy says, Fluff seems AFK a little bit. It's okay. Yeah, Fluff, I think gotta do something. Addy says, Grin, time for you to do your magic and delete the. I did. I thank you, Addy. I actually did. Yeah. A part of me was talking, and I was like, oh shit, right, there's a bot still. So I ran and quickly dealt with it. I was the first time I had to do it in a while, actually. I was like looking through, I was like, it seems really poor design. Right below ban this person from channel was make them a moderator, and I felt like that's a real rough misclick. That's a real like ooh. Lone Syndicate says, get him out of here. Isn't some sketchy anime stream? Is it? Is that what it is? Fluff says Saints Row is August 23rd, I believe. Is that what I live with? What's today? May. Still a good bit away. Well, actually, no. We're about to get into August, so probably about like, what is it, like 20? No, a good bit more actually. Yeah, I would say it's about 2-3 weeks away, something like that. That sounds right. Super close. Oddity says, heard of this new game called Pale World? I'll Google it right now. It's some kind of dark Pokemon game. Ooh. I was always wondering, man, maybe just like it's fucking like every company having their IP like locked and loaded. Okay. But I was always wondering why they didn't take ideas like Pokemon and actually make like a collector kind of creature game, which they kind of did with the one game that came out a while ago. It's like a Japanese kind of game. It's like basically like you collect random demon creatures and then mix them together. Carthage is playing it. Okay. Interesting. Weird also. This is what I see a screenshot of it on Steam. See? A little weird. A little odd. Huh. Pale World. Oh. Well, that's also an image. It's also an image that exists. This poor creature has chosen violence. That is a gun in their hand. Okay, sure. Interesting. It looks like a mod. It looks like a very well-made mod. But yes. Yeah, there's a person literally being... What? There's a person literally being held, or flying, but also has a gun that looks like Aloy fucking shit up from a bird with a shot rifle. I'm kind of into it. It does look like a mod. There's trees in the water. Do we have another fucking thing? What is going on? I feel like we tempted the devil right now. Golly. It's insane to me right now. This is popping off in a whole thing. Put user in timeout. This. Golly. We fucking tempted the devil. Something. Also, Reddy says, Absolver, been in my PS4 Plus library forever, still haven't tried it. It's not bad. It's very stylized, beautiful game. It's just a lot. To me, it's for the people who who play 10 hours of what is it called? That Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or I thought there was one more game that's like Mortal Kombat, but yeah, it's like a I know it was. Mortal Kombat became like a Friday the 13th kind of like mishmash kind of environment too, which is fun. Watch the trailer. It's the Pokemon doesn't show you about the lore. It's just blood and guts. Jesus. I don't know if we can watch a trailer because I'm worried I'm going to get DMCA'd, but yes. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've been nothing shy of absolutely brilliant and lovely. Hopefully I can see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow, I don't think we'll be starting. I don't know. I don't think we'll be starting at 2. For me, it'll like the Let It Die servers will be up by 2. Also, there's probably some fuckiness with the servers. I think I'll try to make videos, like video videos for the first like couple hours of it, and then we'll start streaming, and then we'll have another 4 hours to go. That should be how things sequence. So I think we'll stream at the same time we always do. There's a chance that we maybe stream 1 hour earlier. I do think we will stream on Twitch, but we might. No, we will. We absolutely archive that eventually on YouTube. The coming following weeks and stuff like that. Although, great idea about making like a tab in the Let It Die section. If anyone wants to like upload like a PS4 clip or something for me there, and I could use it and give you guys some love, because that'd be awesome. Especially like cool moments that like show what the level of like, what do you call it, strategy and like leverage of your kind of mechanics is. I like that a lot, that idea. The kind of like this hive mind of showcasing possibilities that could exist within Deathverse. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for putting up with me. You're always a pleasure to talk to, and hopefully I can talk to you again tomorrow at 5, same time, over at Twitch.tv. There's a link in the description that will take you there if you haven't already seen my Twitch channel. And yes, thank you kindly for your time. Hopefully I can see you again, and goodbye. Oh, also, a video's coming out. Oh, video's already out. Yeah, if you guys want to get, you guys like Tiny Tina's Wonderland, we made a patch notes hotfix breakdown. I wish I would have uploaded it sooner. I had a lot to do today, sorry. Thank you kindly for your time. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.